Bookworms. I just finished a book. The plot was legit, but the content, bit hit and miss. Let's discuss it. Bookworms, welcome to the Weekend Readers Book Club. Thank you for joining us in the last episode for 2023. Crazy. Bookworms, we have just completed the 2022 release book Deception by Lesley Pearse. Now, the story of Deception by Lesley Pearse is somewhat basic on the outline. Sally dies. She's the mum. She got two daughters, Alice and Emily. At Sally's funeral, a stranger turns up and wants to talk to Alice and Emily. Emily can't make it, so Alice goes. Alice is the main character of the story. Well, Alice and Sally are the two main characters of the story. Alice meets a gentleman. The gentleman turns out that he knew of Alice's mum, Sally, but everything that Alice knew of her mum, Sally, was somewhat not fake, but it's just she only knew the mum from when she had the kids forward. She knew nothing about the past of the mum, and this story actually goes through Alice trying to backtrack her mum's life to see how it started, what she went through to become the person, A, she thought she was, but B, who was her mum really? So, Bookworms, I have just finished Lesley Pearse's Deception, and yeah, it's the plot of the story is really well done. Daughter finds out mother isn't who she thought she was. Mother's the mother, but the mum had such a different life than what the daughter thought the mother had. The mum didn't really share her past to her children, and it's a story of both, from one aspect, the daughter Alice going through and finding out the mother's backstory, but then also every second or third chapter or so, there's a chapter from the mum's perspective at that time, place, and the period of life. So we cover going back to the mum's childhood in poverty, to her having a job, to her becoming pregnant, to her doing multiple other jobs, having multiple partners. Well, not multiple partners, but just having every time she had a partner, it would be a different aspect of her life would take on board. So Alice is going through trying to figure out all the different aspects of the life that Sally lived, and thus, finding out the true story about their mother. Now, with this, you throw in the fact that, you've got another daughter, Emily, you've got the gentleman that turned up at the funeral, you've also got their dad. Their dad, their dad's in the story too, like he was there when the mum died as well. You've got all the characters from the mum's past pop up. You've got how a little love interest story with Alice as well. Overall, plot story on point. The story itself in relation to writing, I feel like this book was written by 3 different people. And I say that and I laugh, but I truly do. I wonder if, I don't know how many books. This is my first Lesley Pearse book, so I could be completely way off on this. But it's like, it feels like Alice's story was written by one person, and then Sally's story was written by another person, but they had the basic outline of it, of what the storyline was going and where, Sally, what Alice would find about Sally and then what Sally's life was about is what they wrote about. It seemed really disjointed in relation to the writing from Alice to Sally. But then you also throw in the last 2 chapters. The last 2 chapters seem to condense 2/3 of the book into 2 chapters. Like, it just came out of nowhere, and we're like, okay, story's done. And I'm like, this could have been a hell of a lot better if you just had let it breathe at the very end. But, it is what it is. I haven't written a book, so I can't complain. But that's why, like, I came away going, this is bonkers, because it feels like 3 people have written this book and collabed under one pen name, Lesley Pearse, to create Deception. It may just be the way Lesley Pearse writes. As I said, this is the first book of hers that I've read. I picked it up. It was at a book fair. It had a sticker, over 10 million copies sold. So I thought, you know what? If it's got that little sticker on it, it must be true, right? So I paid $1 and got it. But yeah, Lesley Pearse, Deception. As I said, the plot itself makes sense. It was intriguing, but the execution was just a bit off. So, Bookworms, with that being said, the question will be, will Lesley Pearse Deception be going onto my bookshelf? The answer is no. As I said, I love the plot. I would love for somebody to take this plot. I know it's plagiarism, but if you were to take this plot and actually flip it on its head and just expand to it and actually have a book for the daughter, a book for the mum, and then maybe what happens next afterwards as a short story or a novel, that would be awesome. But yeah, Lesley Pearse Deception, you have not made my bookshelf. I'm going to probably donate you to my mate Mike Skipping Away. Or Brian. A book guy Brian might want to read it. I haven't donated anyway. So Bookworms, it's usually the time where I go, it's one book closes, another book has to open. It's now time for the weekend readers, the next read. However, this is the last episode for 2023, and I thought I would just tell you that we have got a bonus episode coming out shortly, before the end of the year, about the direction and what's going to happen moving forward with the weekend readers. Is a few things going on behind scenes, and yeah, we're just gonna sort of make an announcement in relation to that. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for listening throughout 2023, 2022, and 2021. Like, it's been a blast. It's been a complete and utter blast, and this is just a lot of fun. So I will say, as always, you can follow us on Goodreads under the name Weekend Readers Book Club, and YouTube, Spotify, or iTunes, wherever you get your podcast from, under the name The Weekend Readers. Please look out for the next episode. It's an announcement episode about what's happening moving forward. But again, thank you all for joining us, and Bookworms, happy reading.